This is the South Dakota Canoe Kayak Association annual meeting presentations. We were founded in 1981, kind of emphasizing education, conservation, exploration, recreation in paddle sports. Kind of there's board members this past year, and I think everyone there is still on the ballot. That we'll have a little election later today. Anybody interested in joining the board, you're more than welcome. Just let us know. You can even write in. We got a couple spots for write-in votes when we pass the ballots out. Kind of have a quick view and review and a few things I'm going to cover. The club, either members in the club participated in or the club as a whole put on. Last spring I organized a pool session up in Pier to kind of work on wet exits and re-entries, and I've tentatively got one set up for this spring, March 10th. Send an email out to membership probably later, sometime in February, about it. So last few springs we've done little Zoom presentations in the spring that we thought people would find interesting. Last year we did one from the organization Save the Boundary Waters, and then we also had Tim Kalman from Vermilion to talk about the Missouri National Recreational River. Other organizations kind of put on some cleanups that we had members participate in. Friends of the Big Sioux cleaned up the Big Sioux and around Canton and Watertown, and then the yearly National Park Service cleanup down in Yankton. And then the paddling fair happened in June here in Sioux Falls. I organized multiple full moon, some were more sunset, some were more full moon / night paddles up in Pier. Looks like we did about 4 of them. A new membership card, the one picture's from, if you notice that. Most of the people here I think know Jarrett, and maybe even knew Jake Ryder, passed away a year ago, and so Jarrett, instead of doing his normal Fortune Field 50 race, organized a shorter race and fun paddle in July, kind of to honor Jake. I think Roger participated in the Paddle Around Compesca this year. You and
we won. We only wants to finish.
It was a windy day, wasn't it?
Really good.
Yeah. There's a few members that helped out as volunteers for the Swim Across the Wahi event, and this year it was, let me read what I wrote here, the Middle Distance Open Water Nationals. Usually it's just kind of a local event, but and then I think Jen organized a little paddle on Oakwood Lakes. I think we had some members help out Sanford Adaptive Sports with some paddling events, and were you helping still with that? Mr. Fink? Did you help there yet this year? Yeah?
Yeah.
Then this fall, invited people out. I know Jen came out and we kind of did our annual President's Cruise. Kept it a little shorter this year. Just kind of came down from the Wahi Dam down to Pier. And then I think Bob was going to talk about Bill Burke a little bit. Is he?
Yeah. You
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you give you a spiel and then I'll play the video.
Alrighty. Well, let's see here. Let me stand up here. So, today I'm going to talk about how local river angels assisted Bill Burke, who was the latest Missouri River through paddler. But first, let's kind of start with some definitions. So the Missouri River, what's unique about it? Our Big Muddy is the longest river in the United States, extending 2,619 miles from its source at Browers Springs in the Centennial Mountains of southern Montana, and 2,321 miles from Three Forks, where the Madison, Jefferson, and Gallatin rivers converge. 6 main stem dams with 800 miles of reservoirs add a considerable degree of difficulty to a Missouri River journey. So endurance or through paddlers, who are they and what motivates them? Paddle sports have a fitness component, a unique combination of balance, strength, flexibility, power, and coordination. Like other sports, some participants desire to push paddling skills and physical capabilities to their limits. Endurance paddlers find the Missouri River descent a worthy challenge, and motivations of these paddlers include a sense of adventure, exploration, see new sights, learn about natural features and history. Personal achievement, they test their physical and emotional limits. They accomplish something different. They build confidence and self-esteem. And some paddle to promote a social or personal cause to raise awareness of, for instance, environmental issues or to support charities. So river angels, who are they? A sports writer described river angels as an informal network of folks who live along rivers, able and eager to lend a helping hand just because they want to. River angels on the Missouri River provide through paddlers and others too assistance and information helpful on their journey. So how do river angels and through paddlers connect? Norm Miller of Livingston, Montana, retraced the Lewis and Clark Trail solo by canoe and on foot during 2004 Lewis and Clark Bicentennial. Miller created the Missouri River Paddlers as a means to share information with those interested in paddling the Missouri River. It started as a Facebook group, but Missouri River Paddlers now has over 3,100 members worldwide. Missouri River Paddlers provides the most comprehensive information for paddling the Missouri. Members include endurance paddlers, river angels, and other interested parties, forming the most complete support network for through paddlers. This is a remarkable community. About 12 river descents occur every year, and currently 10 trips are proposed for 2024. So when and why did people first descend and ascend the Missouri River? The LGM, the last glacial maximum, occurred between 115,000 and 11,700 years ago. Glaciation shaped the Missouri River we know today. Tribal lore and archaeological evidence indicate indigenous people used the river as a migration route and to facilitate intertribal change. Fur traders built favorable relationships with native tribes who lived along the Missouri River to advance commercial interests, and they mapped the territory. Probably the earliest written account of someone who traveled the river just to satisfy a personal curiosity is that of Montchet Ape, a Mingo or leader of the Yazoo tribe in Mississippi. He traveled from his home on the Yazoo River sometime between 1687 and 1700, up the Mississippi and Missouri rivers, to and over the Rocky Mountains, to the Pacific coast, and back to his home in a 3-year journey to confirm oral traditions describing where his people originated. Montchet Abbey certainly used a variety of watercraft like dugouts or skin-on-frame boats. His travels predated the 1804-1806 Lewis and Clark Corps discovery and the Alexander Mackenzie 1793 Canadian crossing by a century. Montchet Ape related his adventure to an Anton Simon Lepage Dupras, a French explorer and ethnographer in then Louisiana colony. Lepage published his History of Louisiana in 12 installments between 1751 and 1753. Thomas Jefferson reviewed these reports with William Clark. Lepage included testimony from Montchet Abbey that native people on the Pacific coast told of ancestors entering North America from the setting sun by a land bridge. Today we call that Beringia, when the LGM ice reduced sea levels 400 feet compared to elevation today. Jonathan Cronin published the historical novel Yazoo Mingo in 2002 that describes the epic journey of Monchet Abe, including help he received from various tribes along the way. Indigenous river angels of the time provided assistance and shared information. So how did river angels in our area help the latest through paddler? Bill Burke, an 81-year-old Californian, retired from an international business and legal career, launched his reverse Lewis and Clark expedition in late May at Three Forks. Bill experienced 2 interruptions of several weeks each. The last in August caused him to leave his decked canoe and gear with Cheryl and Roger near Platte. Roger picked up Bill at Sioux Falls Airport on Tuesday, October 24, and Bill resumed his journey the next day on Lake Francis Case. Bill made Pease Creek the next day as a fierce storm arrived, if you all remember that winter storm in October. Due to pheasant season, no motel rooms were available in the area. So I moved Bill, his boat and gear to Pickstown, where he stayed with Deb and Larry Lucas until Sunday, October 29, when the foul weather cleared. Bill launched from the core ramp, River Right, below Fort Randall Dam that Sunday. That night, Bill missed Montfort Park and a warm room with the herds. He took out across the river at Verdell Landing, where an unknown river angel moved him to an unoccupied cabin in Lazy River Acres for shelter. Bill, the next day, on Monday, October 30th, missed the chute to Springfield and instead landed at Santee. So I moved him, his canoe and gear to a room at the Springfield Inn made available by the owner, Elizabeth Simic. Bill launched the next day, October 31, in much more favorable weather from Springfield to Yankton. I met him at the Lewis and Clark State Rec area on the lake, ferried him over the dam, and Bill paddled to Yankton, where he stayed with Dennis and Ann Menke for 2 days of rest and reprovision. Bill then stayed in Vermilion on November 2 with river angels arranged by Martha. He camped near Ponca State Park on the 3rd of November, and Dave Mays arranged for Bill to stay with Thane Johnson in Sioux City on November 4. Between Sioux City and Omaha, a rudder cable broke, so Nebraska City River Angel Pam Mabee helped arrange to move Bill's canoe from Council Bluffs to Drew's Yak Shack in Omaha for repair and then back to the river. Bill resumed his journey, reaching the St. Louis Arch on December 11, assisted by river angels all along the way. He finished the seasonally latest ever Missouri River descent and became the oldest paddler to accomplish this feat at his 81 years. Bill dedicated this trip to his grandson Ollie to acknowledge how this young man perseveres against his physical limitations. Bill, not an athlete in his early life, took up mountain climbing in his retirement, an interest that led him to scale the highest peak on every continent and Mount Everest twice from both approaches, the north and the south. Burke Kang meaning mountain, located between the borders of Tibet and Nepal, is named after him, the oldest climber to summit Mount Everest. Bill became interested in other activities. He paddled the Mississippi River in 2019, which led him to this 2023 descent of the Missouri River. You can learn more about Bill and his adventures at 8 Summits, his Facebook page and his web blog. Here's a short message from Bill. Thank you.
I'm just leaving Yankton, going under these 2 bridges on my way to Clay County Park. It's November 2nd. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Still heading down the Missouri River from Yankton, Headed for Clay County Park. It's about, I think, another hour of paddling. I'll be there. It's on the left bank, straight ahead. It's been a good day. It's a lot of cloud cover in the morning, first 4 hours or so, 3 hours. And so it was cold, very cold. Sun couldn't peek through. But now the sky is clear, the sun is out. I've got a nice current going. And I've finally warmed up a little. That was a good day. Got a little bit of headwind and crosswind.
Kind of thanking a lot of members of the club.